Everybody that matters has rejected the plan. His plan is going down the tubes.
Because the idea for 64 teams came from South America.
Imprensa inglesa diz que Infantino ficou completamente sem apoio e terá que recuar da ideia de vender parte da Copa do Mundo. Lá fora, reforçam que CONCACAF e a Federação da Ásia já se juntaram à UEFA e recusaram a ideia. O que deixa a pergunta do ar. E a CONMEBOL? Por que não disse nada? O excelente Tim Vickery acha que tem a ver com a ideia da Copa com 64 países, que ajudaria a CONMEBOL.
Everybody that matters has rejected the plan. So the numbers aren't there for Infantino to get his plan to sell off the World Cup in shorthand is what he's trying to do. It's not going to happen. So he's fighting a losing battle to get that over the line. So in the last hour or so, we found out that he's still pushing ahead with his plan to expand the World Cup to 64 teams. And he wants that decision done by the 11th of September. So, you know, just 6 weeks, less than 6 weeks, a huge decision like that, they want to drive that through. So I think Infantino, as it stands right now, is just desperately fighting for survival. And I'm not sure he's going to survive, to be honest, because I think he's alienated so many people, he's humiliated himself and FIFA countless times, the Balogun situation, the proximity to Donald Trump, the Peace Prize, you know, so many other things that he's done in recent months, which make him a laughingstock, basically. So his plan is going down the tubes. And I think that Infantino might follow him or follow his plans with it because he's got no support out there now. He's really struggling to survive. And I think his plan to sell off the World Cup is dead in the water.
Now, yesterday, UEFA announced that they would boycott all FIFA events if these plans were to go ahead. And the first event that would be impacted would be the Under-20s Women's World Cup in September. Now, other governing bodies around the world have released statements against FIFA's plans. And CONCACAF released this statement in part saying, history has shown FIFA and the football family what happens when the custodians of the game lose sight of these values. For these reasons, CONCACAF and its 41 member associations have rejected the proposal. AFC also released a statement that said in part, quote, in light of the clear positions expressed by UEFA and CONCACAF, as well as the unprecedented divisions that have emerged across the football world, the AFC believes that the proposed FFE cannot realistically achieve the necessary broad consensus and unity required to move forward.
The 2030 World Cup, because the idea for 64 teams came from South America specifically for the 2030 World Cup, which is a very, very strange tournament. And so South America wanted the competition, and that lost out to the bid from Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. But as a sop to the centenary, as a gesture, if you like, if you want to put it that way, FIFA decided to give one game each to Uruguay, Argentina, and Paraguay. Now, this is bizarre, really. So South America was disappointed that it didn't get the World Cup and not entirely impressed by having just one game. You've still got to upgrade your stadiums. You still got to, you know, the infrastructure improvements. One game. So it was South America's idea to expand to 64. So only for this one, to celebrate the centenary, only for 2030. But also what it really means is you can spread those costs over more than just the one game. Now, it's an idea that initially got no traction whatsoever. But within, I think, 48 was pretty successful. So it kind of worked. So after that, emboldened, Infantino then starts bigging up the idea of 64, which mathematically works far better. Whether they also will be behind the idea of private equity, I don't know, because just the dangers are so obvious. So obvious. It's the kind of deal that you only enter in if you're desperate, Dan. If you're not desperate for the cash now up front, you wouldn't enter into this kind of deal.
É isso aí. Curte o canal para não perder o que tá rolando lá fora e impacta a gente aqui.